right. And we are finally live. Sorry for the delay.
After an hour delay.
Yeah, we had a lot of issues. But we're going to get started with this. We're going to get started with this. Of course, we told you guys all throughout the week that we're going to have a very special guest on our podcast today. And today we have Abstract Genesis.
Yep, indeed. As you heard correctly, we have Abstract Genesis today with us in a Discord call. And we're going to be talking to him.
And there he is.
All right, say something to the people, Genesis.
I'm Abstract Genesis. Here on this podcast.
Yep.
And we're happy to have you. I mean, this is the big thing for us at this point because we just started, and it's nice to have a cool guest speaker that's has a nice following and
has a career that he's making for himself.
Yeah, and that's mainly what we're going to talk about today. I'm Genesis. First question I want to shoot at you is what at one point in your life did you think I want to make music and this is what I want to do?
I've been making great. Once I realized I started trying harder. I met with artists by the name of
Okay.
years ago before he passed. Art actually be something in this, so that made me way more serious.
All right, that's crazy. I know that must have been a big motivator for you once you heard from the words of someone who has made it that you could do something. I mean, like, what was your thought process in that?
I was like, but then I started noticing catching traction. I was just like, oh, this could actually happen.
Second, you say the audio is coming in and out. Is that for us or for another chat? Yeah, that must have been a surreal moment, to get that uplift of positivity and then start seeing that we're actually making something and people are following you. You can barely hear Genesis.
Yeah, you can do me a favor and speak up just a tiny bit.
Is that better, Phil?
Yeah.
Is it only picking up on our mics? Is that?
I believe so. That's an easy fix.
1 second. Got technical difficulty. Fix.
I was about to do that myself.
Alright, I'm gonna set my mic over here to where you can.
No, we didn't freeze. We just stopped moving.
Yeah. Genesis, say something for the people.
Can y'all hear me?
Better?
Yeah, that should be a lot better.
Let us know in chat how that is. We're still trying to figure out the whole guest speaker thing. You and loud, maybe Mike.
All right, well, we're gonna get to push on and see how this sounds with Jennison, one of our mics.
Hi, Dad. Oh yeah. Speaking of that, we're gonna get back to Genesis in a second. 1 second. We also have some other very special listeners that we would like to shout out and say thank you. Up here, as we promised on our wall, we have Captain Marshmallow, who was our first donator with $5. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We have, after that, Ryan Elliott with $10, and our top donator for the day, Bucknut. Bucknut with the big 50. We appreciate all of you guys, and we also like to say again that we're not forcing you to make a donation, but if you do, it really helps, and all of those donations go right back into the podcast.
Yeah, every donation you make really comes right back to, you guys, because every cent, every penny really comes and is funneled right back into this. And you can see at the bottom left or bottom right, I don't know, but it's probably bottom left. And it has the PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. You send it to there. I'll see it. You'll get a name on the wall and a shout out.
Let's get back to Genesis.
All right, so Genesis. What else? You got a question for him? You want me to field these?
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
So, at one point in your career, did you finally think that you were becoming more professional? Like instead of just a guy like recording music on your phone, like at one point where you actually have mics in a proper studio and like actually like making music that sounded like music.
At point, I was invited to a studio which is now out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's where I recorded one of my bigger songs, Roll With My Dad. A lot of people heard that one.
Right.
And once that happened, it kind of just started spreading like a wildfire. I had people asking. That's when I got my first manager, Monique Burris. She worked with bigger artists whenever they were playing up, such as like Mike Jones and Trill Sammy and stuff in Houston. And she got me on my first South by Southwest stage.
Yeah.
Like 2017.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And at the time, I was just like, well, it's cool and performing. But now that I've pressed a lot and I've seen other people, I was before that, I realized it was a really big deal for me. Professional at the time, feeling like I had to like try for stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, man. That must have been how was that performance, by the way? Because it's like that, not just like in the terms of like, oh, the fans like you, but like how was that for you? Like were you nervous? Did you step on the stage and think to yourself like, wow, this is it? Or I mean, what were you thinking? How were you feeling?
Well, at the time I was there with artists. I was like a little lost dog. So and my first bigger stage, like headliners. So I was sitting. What if people don't like my music? What if I get no reaction? What if it's just like all gonna go bad? Some person that with me, Young Sand, he like reassured me and other friends that it was just so fine. So it really helped out a lot.
I mean, that must be good, and like from the sounds of it, you must have a good support group around you. I mean, tell me about that. Is like, are there people in your life that constantly bring you up, and have there been people along the way that you've just had to cut off completely?
There have been tons of people that I've had to kind of excommunicate from my life due to the fact that they don't support at all, or they positivity. But at the same time, with the absence of I found places where I'm more accepted, where people are more supportive. My management, I like them out New World Portal, LLC, or how to copyright that. I have to say that at the end. But yeah, they've helped me a lot in these past couple of years.
That's big. I don't think I could ever do that, but I mean, personally, maybe we're doing something similar with this podcast. But man, and I'm just wondering so your music's on Spotify and SoundCloud, correct?
Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music.
Okay, big dog over here. I see you.
It's all out there. You can go ahead and plug yourself if you want.
Go ahead.
All you have to do is Abstract Genesis, SRACSIS, no space, on any platform. Find me.
Yep, and we have that overlaid up on stream, so you can see it up in that corner right there above Caleb's head. Abstract Genesis. Go give him a little follow. Follow what he's doing, all his social medias. Every time he drops something, go listen to it and give him lots of love with his music. Because I've listened to some of your music and it's actually pretty good. It's not.
I vibe with it.
Yeah.
I will say it's really good for someone like your age, that's around our age. You wouldn't expect it to be as good as it is. And we know you. I say if someone didn't know you, they wouldn't. I mean, I don't think they'd suspect that. I mean, like where you've come from, like even though you haven't. Well, I guess you have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And another question I have is, do you have like a favorite song that was just fun making, or you like how it came out, or?
I've one song that I really always love telling the story of. I have a song with Juice WRLD, which is like one of my bigger accolades. R.I.P. South by Southwest. He was out here. That was as soon as I started to up. And my management, I want you to meet. I'm on top of this. During the whole South by Southwest, everything out here, I'm expecting, I don't know what I'm expecting. I go in there, person in the melody, and I'm just like, yo, who is that? Comes out, and I'm just like, yo, no way, because I actually already listened. I just talked to him. I made that session really fun because it was unexpected. I wasn't going to the studio expecting to, like, record anything, have anyone like me here. I was going to meet someone. And it grew more into a friendship. Nice surrounding. It was like the best environment.
That must have been another really surreal moment.
Yeah, that must be. Yeah. I know. I don't think I would have been able to handle myself. I would be like,
yeah, I'd be running around the studio just like, oh my god.
Like, yeah, it's not. And nonetheless, I mean, build a relationship with him. Yes.
And have him as a personal friend.
At the time, he wasn't as chart topping and like the monumental icon that he is,
right?
And long living, but like it was still a big thing. Like my favorite time was like, and like those his other stuff. Sorry, I don't know if this is like.
With our guest, we're also to the audience in chat as well. With our guests, we're gonna just let them kind of do what they want to do. If they want to say, like, they can say whatever.
Yeah, in chat, guys, if you have a question for Genesis, throw them in there. We'll read them out to him, and then you guys can comment on everything he's saying. Don't be afraid to, really. And I got one more question for you, Genesis. Because, I mean, as we all know, Juice WRLD, of course, passed away sometime recently.
Rest in peace to the goat.
Rest in peace, his soul. And how did his death impact you? Because you're saying that you knew him, and if y'all had gotten close, I mean, how did that make you
feel? At first, I couldn't really believe. Honest, still hasn't.
Right.
I was actually girlfriend than I was to. Like, not
okay.
Not like JD. Allie is just my close friends. First, she told me about it because I didn't see it first. I know the situation like 2 days after. Unreal. Like another weight on me, but I'll proudly try to carry on his legacy if I can. Past 3 started to me. That I idolized it passed away sadly, but like he was different because he offered guidance. He's a positive person.
Yeah,
that's I mean,
that's
true words spoken there. And I mean, like you said, do you feel that you are carrying on the mantle for Juice WRLD, that he has passed the torch to you? And I mean, if he is, I mean, how does that make you feel?
Makes me feel anxious, scared for the. Like I have a lot ahead of me and a lot to carry, a lot of weight to carry. But at the same time, I know, well, he believed, next believe. They all saw something in me, which was really weird to me because at the time, whenever I've come into contact with these, it was more like, okay, they're just gonna see me as a little kid, like making it for fun or anything. But having these, especially, got me focused. I feel like, quote unquote, passing the torch. I wouldn't say that. Multiple people of him as my friends' names. He influenced him as well. Like, he has a large influential standpoint on our generation, and I hope that I can. I hope.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying right there, and it must be crazy to like feel as if like there's some type of weight on your shoulders with like knowing this information that you idolize has passed away every single year, and that like you said you were close to you were close to Juice, and it's like and like all of that together, it's like that doesn't deter you at all from your work or from the game. It's like that the game is legitimately taking lives at this point, or is it just motivate you further just to honestly take their place and I mean become something great in honor of them.
For all of the people I've lost, souls, it makes me, as you said, it makes me want to get into this. Really want to legit see something so I can make a change. Because if you look around, all of these artists are dying left and right, and it's showing that these are not even just rappers. And I just want to get my foot in the industry so that I can have a voice to speak out on this, to like show that it doesn't have to be like this. We shouldn't be losing an artist every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like really, it's. I mean, in my opinion, it's a tragedy. I mean, I was followers of all those artists, and I can't imagine what it was like to personally know them. But I mean, we can get off a.
We can get off of death and despair.
It's a little dark subject.
Yeah, we can get off the heavy notes and go on to something lighter.
Yeah.
Do you have any music in the works? Any recent drops?
Recently I've dropped 2 songs because I'm dropping for Corona.
Okay.
Yeah, gotta capitalize.
Basically, I've dropped a song yesterday. It's at 268 plays. It's called "Turn Me Up." It's actually a tribute song to X because it was his 21st month away from us. Not trying to go back into that subject, but yeah. And then the day before, I dropped a song called "Better Off Dead." It's more of a like melodic feel. And coming up, I have an EP, 7 tracks with Jocks, an artist that I collab with frequently. We've been working on this for about a year now. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody stay tuned for that.
And like you said, just look up Abstract Genesis to everyone watching on any streaming platform he can come up. And just follow him, follow his social media so you can be alerted whenever he drops his music. Because, I mean, personally, I've listened to it. It's pretty great stuff. It's actually pretty awesome.
It honestly, when I went into it from knowing you, Genesis, from school and that kind of stuff, I didn't know what to think at first. I was like, okay, cool, I'll listen to it. It's probably not going to be good. And then I listened to it, and I was like, dang, that's crazy. He can actually make music.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to be honest. I went in with the same headspace, like, how good can this be? I mean, he's just a high schooler. And I listened to it, I'm like, I mean, the dude's talented. I mean, I don't mean to stroke your ego too much here. I mean, but I mean, you truly are talented, and it's phenomenal what you're doing.
Thank y'all. That means a lot. It's like my whole music confidence flips a lot. Like sometimes I'll be like, yeah, this is garbage. I don't know about this. But then other times I'll be like, yeah, this is pretty good. I can see people liking this. Yeah. It's like there's a lot behind the scenes a lot of people don't know about it. Because as y'all said, my personality in school, as opposed to my persona in music, is really like
it's a
two
switch
completely different sides of a coin.
Definitely a switch up. I also want to ask the chat to leave anything in the chat. Any questions you have for Genesis over here. We will let him know what you guys say. Post whatever.
Speaking of Genesis, how'd you come up with that name? I mean, I'd say that's pretty unique.
Very.
Especially in the days when everyone's name starts with Lil.
Lil, yeah.
So basically, there are 2 parts to my name, Abstract and Genesis. And both of those are synonymous with separate meanings, such as abstract meaning different, Genesis meaning beginnings. And the reason why that's my artist name is because I'm not just a rapper. I'm a part of a band. I make different genres. I sing, all that stuff. So I've wanted to challenge myself to have every song be a different beginning. Make it to where it's like, okay, maybe one day I'm screaming, one day I'm rapping, one day I'm singing, one day I don't even know what I'll be doing. I just don't want to be predictable in that sense.
And do you feel that you take that kind of musicality of doing different setups and different things, like coming from X? I know he did a lot of that.
Like that sounds a lot like X, rest his soul. Did you? Well, I wouldn't say you got the idea, but were you inspired by him?
My bad. Sorry.
Sorry,
inspired.
Inspired by him to do something similar or take it off in your own direction.
Well, see, the whole X thing, that's a whole different story because a lot of people don't know I'm from the same part of Florida as him. I moved to Texas. I haven't been here my whole life. And I know a lot of, we had a lot of mutual friends, and I actually did have one conversation with him. I had him on Snapchat and stuff. And I don't like talking about that a lot because there's a lot of BS behind his name. But, long live Ja and all that stuff. But, yeah, he did inspire me a lot. And he's the one who originally told me to carry the mantle. That's why with the Juice WRLD thing, I wasn't able to, say too much because mainly my influence is X because he actually told me I can be a leader in this stuff. I can't go with my head down. He told me to pursue my goals and all of that stuff. And seeing how he was able to effortlessly blend genres and stuff like that, it just inspired me so much because I was like, I don't want to make music for one type of person. I want to make music for everyone to be able to enjoy.
Yeah. That's insane.
That's actually I'm at a loss for words that someone
definitely.
Like that. First off, what's insane that you held a conversation with X and you had him on Snapchat.
Exactly.
That is literally my dream. He was my favorite artist of all time. And that he said something like that to you, I mean, that must have held some weight to it. I know definitely if I were that would have lit the fire under my butt. To really get this going. And from what I've listened to, you really have got it going, man. I mean, you're doing the thing. I mean, I've listened. I mean, like I said, I listened to it. It's pretty freaking good, and it's nothing like I've heard before. Listening to you is not listening oh, he's similar to this. It's no, you've already created your own sound for you that some artists take forever to figure out. And I mean, that's an accomplishment in himself.
Definitely.
Thank you. I like to look at my accolades. And I don't like to stagnate. I like to just see that and be like, okay, let's see what else I can do.
Yeah, that's a great mentality.
That is.
Especially within the music.
And, earlier we touched on South by, but, and I'm assuming that performance went good, because we didn't get into, how it went whenever you actually went up on stage.
But yeah, well, it did go good, but I learned the hard way that live screaming versus recording screaming, two completely different things.
Yeah.
Straight your vocal cords.
Yeah.
Just over there.
Just gone at the end of it.
Voice.
Are there any performance stories that you have, crazy or just cool, that you may have gathered?
I did a Wall of Death.
I'm sorry.
Anyone in here in the chat, I can't see the chat, but if anyone in the chat is a fan of metal, like Slipknot and stuff, my favorite band, they kind of created the Wall of Death, which is like a mosh pit, but you get everyone to go two different directions, and then they crash into each other.
Oh my gosh.
Basically, what my friends label this is the ritual. There's one specific song. It has a very long build-up. What I do is I tell everyone in the crowd to move aside, and I go in the middle, and then I stay really low, and I told everyone, as soon as the beat drops, I want everyone to just go crazy and run in as fast as you can. I don't care what happens. I want to see blood. I want to see tears, whatever I can see. And the best time that happened was at one of my friend's concerts he threw called Jugfest. We had 500 people.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And obviously it wasn't all of them participating. It was probably a good 60% out of that participating in the middle. And that was the first time I've ever got a black eye from performing in bruises. But it was worth it. The videos looked amazing. Yeah. That's probably my favorite story. Either that or performing with NLE Choppa. That was an experience.
Oh, okay.
What?
That's a
wow,
whole nother...
that you
want to touch on that?
I know, it's
bit?
you just scroll by that like that's normal. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to explain that one.
Well, basically, this summer, I think it was August maybe. No, it was July. NLE Choppa's dad, who's a part of his management team, if people don't know, his management team is his mom and his dad.
Oh, that's
We're trying to find venues in Texas, and Austin's the music capital of the world.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I just DM'd, I was just I can make this happen. And I didn't expect a response, but I got one. And I went immediately and found the nicest venue I could out here. Shout out Vulcan Gas Company on 6th Street. And basically, that was crazy.
I could
Packed
imagine.
it out, the capacity at 760. We went over capacity.
Wow.
And
Oh
yeah,
my
I was
God.
on stage with NLE. If you look on his recaps, I'm in the background just like standing there like, oh my gosh, this is fire.
Oh.
And not to start any type of like beef or anything, I doubt he'd hear anything about this podcast, but I'm a better live performer than NLE. He still has the energy just because of his name.
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah,
man.
he's a good kid. His dad really likes me, which is kind of weird. But yeah,
As long as he doesn't like you too much now.
Oh.
his dad talked to me about staying in school throughout all of this. Like, it can get crazy. Just like, if you have to do online, always make sure that education comes first before music. And it was like really wise words, and I took it to heart because like at first I was just like, your son's not even in school and we're the same age.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, he's right though. It's always contingency.
And also talking on that a little bit more, how are you balancing the school life and the
So what a lot of people at Cedar Ridge High School don't know is I left for a tour in Europe. That's why I quit football, because
Okay.
I unenrolled.
didn't
And
know
whenever I
that.
came back, I've been doing partial online school, partial public school, so that I
Okay.
can get my clarifications for animation and like do AP classes. But at the same time, I do some other core classes and online. Like, it's hard to manage,
Yeah.
but with music, it's therapeutic, so I can do both.
Yeah, that's good that you found a good balance that you can keep, like, stay in school, get what you need done, and as well as do your music. That you found a little outlet for.
Yeah.
Miss Kim does not like it. If anyone from Cedar Ridge knows, Miss
I
Kim,
can
does
imagine
not
she
like it.
doesn't. She doesn't like any of us.
Yeah, I personally think she hates
Um,
us with some of the stuff she's
Well, she doesn't like me because I turned down performing at one of our pep rallies.
What? That would have been so cool. Why?
Oh, because my management got involved and Miss Kim was not trying to pay the rate.
She was trying to have a free performance.
Makes sense.
I would have done it, but my management was like, no.
Yeah, fair enough.
A lot of work to do school performances because, like, you have to make radio edits, you have to, like,
Oh,
coordinate schedules with people who aren't in school, and it's just a lot.
yeah, that makes sense. That a lot of man hours that would go into that trying to get it all set up.
And especially to do it for free. I think.
And also, I would kind of enjoy Miss Kim paying me.
Yeah, low-key.
Yeah,
Low-key.
just like, yo, you my principal,
Yeah,
but
flex.
you
Her
gonna pay me.
handing you a check.
Take that, thank you.
Look here.
That'd be the biggest
Little
flex there
flex,
is.
I can't see the chat. Is the chat asking any questions or anything?
No,
No.
they're quiet. Guys, come on. Give us something to talk about. Any questions you have for Genesis over here, we will ask him and he will let you guys know. Or just send him some love, anything.
Yeah, and I think the chat is just mainly just enthralled in the conversation. I mean,
that could, yeah.
because like a lot of these questions are going off on long things, and I mean, they're just too caught up listening. Say
Yeah.
anything back, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Is also good.
Oh yeah.
That's fine. Am
Uh,
I in the Discord right now?
no.
Yeah, I'm not, but I'm gonna see if I can join. You dudes talking. Welcome to the chat room. Let me mute this real quick. It doesn't.
Yeah, I would assume.
Mhm.
All right, and since we have a second, I'm gonna give a shout out to Madison Waldrop. She gave me a nice little 5 cents. You know, every donation counts, and don't think that 5 cents doesn't. I'm actually very happy about
We
that.
appreciate that. Again, any donation, name on the wall over here. So we will get that up for next podcast. What's Genesis' favorite moment of your career? What's your favorite moment of your career? One of our viewers is asking.
I don't know if the whole.
We've probably already
So
looked on
after
this.
X-Pass, all of his friends went on a tour, Members Only Revenge tour.
Yeah.
As a tribute, and whenever they stopped in Austin and Houston, I got to go with them and perform for both shows.
Yeah. That's insane.
That was my favorite.
See, you have all these cool experiences, and like you just talk about them like it's nothing.
Like it's nothing.
Super surreal.
Like it's nothing for a 17-year-old to be talking with Juice WRLD and X and be performing at
their concerts
and, like, with over 500 people at them.
It's really crazy.
I just like to stay humble because I don't want to become one of those people who's...
That's fair. I do get that.
You don't want to be like the baby that punches people that try and take pictures of him in public.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing. I don't like taking pictures of my fans anymore.
Why?
Did it just become like too much for you?
No, for a long time, a mask was a staple of my image. I used to wear a Supreme Vape mask.
Right.
And after one show, it was a Halloween show like a year and a half ago, I think, or 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're doing.
And yeah, I took a picture with the fan, and like before the picture, they asked if they could wear the mask, and I was like, yeah, no.
No,
and I took the mask off and put it in my pocket. And after the picture was taken, they kind of like ran off, and I was like, what the heck? And I checked my pocket, and my mask was not there. So
that's
they
crazy.
took my mask. So like,
well,
hey, at least you could look at it as someone liked you enough to get some free merch.
Yeah, I just makes me a little uncomfortable whenever people try to ask to take pictures. I'm like, okay, stay this amount of distance away.
No touching. Yeah.
Basically.
Corona, stay away.
Especially now.
Yeah.
I say definitely.
Everybody stay safe with Corona going around.
Yeah, I know school is suspended for 3 weeks.
School's out. We're chilling.
2+ spring break.
We're able to get this podcast going because of that. So thanks, Corona. Thanks and no
Corona.
thanks.
I have no beef with Corona. It ain't do nothing to me.
Corona, that's a weird thing going on right now.
Oh, that's right.
I would just say, everyone, please, after all of this is over, do not let your hygiene fall again. Just keep it up.
Don't eat bat.
Excuse to like be clean.
Don't eat bat soup.
Well, yeah, don't eat bats either.
Don't eat.
And I know once it's done that people are just gonna go back to never washing their hands. And it's one of those things. It's like when the CDC released like, oh, wash your hands for 20 seconds. I'm like, didn't they teach us this in kindergarten?
People just weren't doing it. Kind of gross.
Extremely. And
I don't know if anyone from...
Go for it.
Wait, go on.
I was gonna get a quick plug. Anyone who's just joining the stream, we have Abstract Genesis with us, and saying something.
Yeah, I was gonna say if anyone's from Cedar Ridge High School, hilarious to say. Yeah, whenever we go back, don't shake hands with the coaches. Don't wash their hands.
Oh, that is actually true. That's true. I've definitely witnessed a couple coaches that just go and don't wash their hands.
I'm with the fist bump or the elbow bump, or just a wave.
Yeah, like
stay safe out here.
Yeah.
CR, in the chat. Is that Logan? You know that I'm not good at algebra. Come on.
God in algebra.
Definitely not. Shut up. I'm stupid. Okay, I know
and
that.
Speaking of school, Jeremy, you said you're balancing online and in-person school. Like, how is that? Like, is there like a set routine? Like these days you're online, these days you're there, or like this amount of time, or is it just kind of just work into your schedule?
It was, well, for this semester, it is like certain days I have to not go to school and log in, and other days I have to not log in and go to school. But it's like, for a while, it was like, okay, I have online set up for like if I have to leave for a tour, if I just like am not going to be in school, I can just do that. But like right now, it's working with both better because I'm kind of speeding through all my classes and grades and stuff because it's easy.
Yeah.
And like, I could probably graduate early.
Oh, wow, really?
That'd be interesting.
Miss Kim said if I stay on it, I could have graduated with this class, but now this stuff is happening.
Oh, she's just trying to get you out.
Yeah.
She's just trying to get you out.
Miss Kim makes me heavily uncomfortable.
Yeah. Shout out to Shri. Apparently, he wants a shout out in my algebra class. Kid who never helps me with anything. Please, Captain Marshmallow, don't leave.
People in my fan group chat are texting.
Okay.
They are saying they are making accounts.
They're making.
Okay, wow,
dope.
they're making accounts.
Dope.
Making just to listen into.
Yeah.
And let's talk more about that. Is online school like easier?
Actually, yes. Seeing as there are no AP classes or advanced placement classes.
Okay. And is it like? So I know in a classroom, at least for me, I get distracted really easily with like stuff going on around me and being boring. Do you get a feeling that you're not as distracted anymore? If you were, I don't know. If you were not distracted before.
Yeah, the whole not having people I'm really close with right next to me all the time really helps because like I have no like what is the word for it? I'm missing a word right now. I don't have any incentive to go mess with them.
I got you. Yeah.
So I'll just be sitting here and I'll crank out a lot of work for a couple of hours and I'll just log off.
Yeah.
Because it's all self-paced.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, so if you go really fast and you just finish really fast.
Yeah, and how it is I have an unlocked onboarding. So basically, I do it at my own pace completely. Like, I don't have no one moderating to where it's like they can close off quizzes, they can do that stuff. So I can just go through everything as fast as possible. My only thing is, for my sanity, I just don't like.
Yeah, because that get.
No. Yeah, as I say, I don't do all of it in one day.
Right. Just get a little bit done here and there.
That'd be cool. I mean, you could start as a freshman. 1 week later, you graduated.
Yeah. I mean, with the whole Corona thing, they might switch us over to that. Not as, like, as free as you are. They'll still give us some restrictions, but that would. I mean, I think that would help out quite a few.
Yeah, especially with the kids like us.
Grades would go up.
Yeah, but I think that's mainly because they can't get caught looking at the phone anymore.
Well, yeah.
I mean, let's be honest here.
That is one thing.
Yeah.
And even the most scholarly of students, I mean, I saw Chase in the chat. I know you're a smart little cookie, but if no one's looking at you, you're going to hit that Google tab and type in an answer.
Jerm, Genesis, have you done that before?
Actually, I'm usually the person that gets cheated off of. I don't cheat.
Oh, okay. Smart man.
I see what you're saying. Wink, wink.
At Preston Davis.
Oh,
he's not in here, but still.
No, I know you have like what marine biology with him.
Actually, no. I have English 3 and one other class, but yeah, he'll like be like, "Can I see your essay? Let me do this."
And oh my god!
Okay.
Your whole essay,
like,
Jesus.
Whole essay.
Let me just get this and fudge a little word quick.
Like, let me just copy this down. You know, I'll be. Yeah,
just change the title a little bit.
And hasn't Preston been your friend since like as long as you've been in Texas?
Actually, now I think about it, yeah, Preston, Trevor, and neither of y'all know who Slate is, but those are my 3 closest friends in middle school. Whenever I was like really here, I came to Texas in elementary school, then left again and came back for middle school, and then whenever I came back, like Preston and Trevor were like my only friends.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. We have a question from chat. They this person is asking, was there ever a time when you wanted to give up on music? Yeah.
Whenever X died.
Yeah.
Really?
I can understand that.
I wanted to give up so badly, but then I remembered what he said, and I was like, that's doing the exact opposite of what he said I would do. So like, I would.
Right.
That's. Yeah, I like. I don't want to get into it again, but I mean that really must have been a hard time for you if you considered giving up on what you love, but were then motivated again by the same guy whose death would have caused you to give up.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, for a second, I just wouldn't listen to any music. I wouldn't talk to anyone because literally everywhere I'd see people making fun of his death, saying, "Oh, on Jaw," all of this stuff. And now I'm, like, desensitized to it. But, like, at the moment, I was just like, yeah, I can't do this.
Feel that. Sorry about that, chat. You know, I had to take that route. All right, to get back on a lighter note.
Again,
keep it poppy here.
Again,
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you can't tell. I like X and I like talking about him, and that's just what it is. So besides the most obviously named, who else is an influential figure in your music right now?
Big influence, Lil Uzi.
Really? Uzi Vert. That's interesting.
And do you know him personally, or do you just inspired by his music?
I've met Uzi once, but that was the first time I've ever been starstruck by someone.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't make any connects. I didn't do anything. I was just like, Uzi! I saw him, and then he's way shorter than people think.
Really?
I already thought he was super short.
No, I thought he was miniature.
He's 5'3".
Oh my God. And aren't you like 6 foot or over?
I'm currently 6'3", but at the time I was probably like 6'1". So yeah, it was weird.
When did you get super tall? Jesus.
It happened. Puberty kids. Think about it. But yeah, another big influence for me is JID.
No idea who that
is. Yeah, he's friends with J. Cole. He's like a lyrical miracle spiritual rapper.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
All right, another question from the chat from Giggle Buns. What teacher at CR has been... Yeah, I'll do that one next. Okay. What teacher at CR has been the most supportive to your career? If any of them.
To be honest, none of them have really been supportive, but one whose interest has been piqued a large amount has been Mr. Parker.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Parker.
Of course.
Yep.
He's offered to take photos for me and stuff like that. And one teacher who actually, well, I don't know if you count Coach Clark as a teacher, but Coach Clark listens to my music actively, not as a joke or anything. Like, he actually listens to my music on Spotify. Makes me money.
That's interesting.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Coach Clark.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
He likes my heavier stuff.
That makes sense. He listens to heavy metal. That's all he listens to is metal.
Another question from the chat.
My band, too.
Really? He likes your band too?
Oh, that's interesting.
And Coach Clark is a total fanboy. Yeah. Didn't know this. I'm gonna expose him next time I see him.
That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna expose him when I see him next year because coronavirus.
We ain't gonna see him anymore.
Yeah, corona.
Another question from Caitlin GB0526. If you hadn't taken off in your music career, where do you think you would be mentally right now?
Oh, the hard-hitting one.
I mean, if you don't want to go into mentally, you could just go into where you'd be right now.
Well, I do have various other coping mechanisms for things, not to get too deep. I'd probably still be posting art on Instagram, because I did art for a long time over music.
That's cool.
Yeah, I can see that.
I make a cooking channel on YouTube.
A cooking channel?
Whipping it with Genesis.
Oh, okay. That could be a thing.
Quick question. Can y'all hear me through the Discord, like through my mic?
Yes.
Tell me if it's going to feedback. I'm sorry, chat. This feedbacking or anything?
Nope, nothing. There it is. Yeah.
Alright, my phone was about to die.
You're good?
Just turn off whatever's making that echo.
Oh, sorry, chat.
I think it's my phone. Hold on.
So sorry, chat.
Is this better?
Can you still hear us, Mrs.?
I can still hear you.
Okay, that's much better. Yep.
Awesome.
Another question about not really. Well, I guess it is. From I_Berserker. It says genuinely curious about the next step in your career.
My next step is jambalaya. That's a goal for me next year.
Oh, obviously next.
Yeah.
But basically, my management has been setting up previous mini promotion plans, a lot of different things for me to essentially blow up. Because right now I'm way more well known overseas. I am here, and we're trying to flip that around, trying to make that change.
Yeah. That's
So
interesting.
any of my overseas listeners, I doubt they're here. But thank y'all for getting me verified on Spotify.
Really?
Spotify
verified?
Cool.
I'm verified on Spotify.
That's
But
crazy.
last time I checked, I have like only 300, 400 listeners.
I mean, that's still something.
That's
I
better than
mean,
nothing. You're doing better
It
than
jumped
us.
up to 2K for a little bit, and then something not like I don't know what happened.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus in
It
Europe
hit
just
Europe.
wiped him
It's
out.
just-
Everybody in Italy's like, well, I can't listen anymore.
Yeah. So one question from me, then another question from chat. Has the coronavirus stunted you in any way in the matter of like, oh, you were gonna do a performance or you were gonna go somewhere, or is it just how has it affected you?
Well, I don't know if Luke Booth is in the chat, but he was with me whenever I coordinated after South by Southwest got canceled. I was coordinating kind of like an underground South by Southwest with artists like Ian Dior.
Okay.
Who else was a big one? Snot. A lot of bigger artists, and now none of them can fly out here. And obviously South by Southwest has been canceled, so
Right.
Yeah, that was crazy.
like that's all of my spring break performances gone. But I still have
Yes.
April 20th show coming up, and then plenty after if Corona chills out.
And as a matter of fact, Luke Booth is in
Yeah.
chat.
Berserker.
He was the last question I read out.
Yeah. He has
Nice.
We have another question from the chat. Any big features on new music coming up from
Canon.
Canon W457?
Yep.
Sure, I'll go with that.
I have features with more metal artists than expected. Only people in the Discord are gonna hear this. Overseas Russian Hate Project, Alex the Terrible, Scarlord, people know who that is. Silicami, people know who that is, and Tokyo's Revenge.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. You said that you were also personal friends with Tokyo's Revenge. How's that like with his not recent, but the big blow up?
Yeah, I mean he's been blowing up everywhere.
It's kind of funny because I told him to drop that song. The one song that everyone's gassing and going crazy over.
Yeah.
He thought it was going to be terrible. He had a whole other song set up in mind to drop and like try to push everywhere.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, do Good Morning Tokyo. We have a whole group chat called 444 Graveyard. It's our little collective thingy. And everyone was telling him, do Good Morning Tokyo, do Good Morning Tokyo. And I called him and I was like, bro, that's a hit. Like,
Yeah.
literally a hit. And he was like, I think I sound too much like X. People are going to hate it. And now look.
It blew up.
Yeah.
It definitely blew up.
I personally have that song on my playlist.
As do I. Yeah.
Yeah.
let's
Do you
see.
have another question from the chat? A_B 2021. Any plans after high school, like moving somewhere, perhaps to LA, Atlanta?
Well, for the first 2 years after high school, I can't go anywhere because I have a full ride to the Austin Recording Conservatory of Music,
Wow.
which is like an audio engineering school.
Okay.
And I've been working at one of their studios for the past year and a half, and it's given me credit, like college credit for them.
Okay.
And then after the next 2 years, then I'm probably going to move to Idaho.
Really?
Why?
Any specific reason?
Yeah. Why Idaho?
You like potatoes, man?
Either there or Maine. I just don't want to move anywhere too big, but I don't want to move like I kind of want to go off the map just a little bit.
Move
Okay.
to Montana.
Wyoming. There's like 4 people there.
Wyoming doesn't exist. Sorry.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go to Cali because there's a stigma that if you're an artist and you go to Cali, you will just get used.
Yeah. 100%. California's just too much.
A lot.
It's way too much.
Texas is turning into mini Cali.
Really? And how so? I mean, personally, I like
I don't.
I understand what you mean by like mainly in the Austin area.
don't like.
Well, you see, something that people have noticed is Texas is like a amalgamation of a bunch of different states recently.
Yeah.
Like for example, Houston is more like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Austin's like Cali and Florida mixed together.
Yeah.
Dallas is mirroring New York. Just really hilarious to see. But yeah.
Everybody wants to come to Texas. Literally everybody.
I mean, you have that whenever.
I'm not here. The moment I cannot hear.
No, it's okay.
Right, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Can
you hear us?
I can hear y'all. Yes.
Doughboy does hate the heat.
I thoroughly despise the heat. It's hot in this
room. Really? I'm kind of chilly.
I'm not. But I can deal with it. It's not that big of a deal.
Anything else from the chat?
Yeah. And
I just also want to point out, as you can see from our donations, they were commissioned by a local artist on the up and coming. He's almost a young Picasso. If anyone wants any of these beautiful drawings, you can hit me up and I'll send you his information. You know? And I mean, he'll get you something like this. It's absolutely stunning to look at. We just have it right here on our wall, as you can see. Phenomenal. It rivals that of the Mona. I know you can't see it right now, Genesis, but I'll send you a picture after.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what to expect.
It's beautiful. That's what you need to expect.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Your eyes might melt from the beauty. Your mind won't be able to comprehend it.
My goodness.
Genesis, is there anything that you want to talk to the chat about? Anything that you want to let them know or struggling to?
Yeah, I mean, feel free to plug your music. Anything new coming up if we want to look out for something that's coming.
Look out for the official Turn Me Up music video and release of me and Jox's EP, Seasonal Emotions. I mean, that's about it. I have shows coming up, but
shows.
Those are TBD.
Yeah. We have another question from Caitlin. Who do you think is the most overrated artist? Get really quick. Perhaps. Oh?
Oh, that's a really hard one. And I'm going to try to... Okay, Playboi Carti. I'm sorry. Personal feelings are in there. There's personal feelings in there because I don't like Playboi Carti as a person, but I can mimic his sound perfectly if I wanted to. Anyone can. So it's like
Is that why you don't like him? Because he's not very original.
I don't like him because he threatened to kill me and one of my friends.
Okay, hold on. Pause real quick.
Yeah, we gotta dig into this.
If you can talk about that, I would love to hear.
Well, yeah, some people know this story in here, like Luke. But basically, I was with my friend Colby, NASCAR Allo. He's way bigger than me, musical-wise. And we were at House of Blues. And there's a big thing going on. And Playboi Carti, he's what we call a fashion punk.
Okay.
He says he's a rock star. He says he's a punk and everything, but he's really not, per se. And my friend Colby is like 100% punk. Like, he screams, Liberty spikes, everything bold. He doesn't really care about anything. That's what caused his fan base to like explode. But he jokingly came up to Playboi Carti, and we were just like following behind him because like no one else to do. I'm a minor in a like famous club. I'm gonna just follow him and ask, "Yo, if you're a real punk, you're gonna do this for me?" Like as a joke. And Playboi Carti decided to say, "Yo, the F you talking about, N-word, I'll shoot you right here, like meet me outside." And we were like, whoa, calm down. And he was like, "Do you think you could bite my style or some stuff?" Like, I don't know. He assumed because my friend Colby has a song called Went to Sleep Like This instead of Woke Up Like This, that he was stealing his style, and that since Colby's recently getting fame and recently got verified, that he's just like riding his coattails, but they sound nothing alike. So yeah, that was my first ever real life interaction with Playboi Carti. I was a fan before, but after that I was like, yeah, nah, I can't mess with someone like that.
I think threatening to kill me would turn me off from anyone.
Really?
I will say that must have been
first impression. Crazy. Yeah.
One heck of a first impression. Like, hey man, I love your music. I'll kill you. Well,
never been threatened by someone in leather pants. That was a first.
I'm gonna kill you.
It's like, dog, what only thing you're killing is your sperm cells. I see them.
It's like, can you catch me? Like,
can you run in them small pants, bro?
So it's like, bro, I saw you waddle over here.
Yeah, no hate to Cardi. It's just I can't support someone who's like that.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's really fair. Have any more questions?
I'm not. I don't. For Genesis specifically, I don't know. We can.
We got another question. From the chat. A Doherty OSU. Does he ever have do you ever have friends on stage with you, like during performance?
Actually, a lot. Like every time I have a concert, if I can extend the opportunity for any of my friends to get in for free or like come with me, I'd love for them to experience what I experience because I love the feeling and I love spreading the feeling. So it's like if any of my friends are gonna be on stage with me, yeah, I'll let them for sure, 100%. I always have my friends on stage whenever I can.
Oh, that's actually really awesome.
Yeah, that's not something you see with a lot of artists. They don't really like anybody being on stage.
Yeah, I mean,
I just try to follow in the footsteps of other artists that inspire me and just like make it a good vibe for everybody.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like,
I encourage my friends to listen to my music. You know,
so are you constantly trying to bring your fellow friends up that are trying to do the same thing as you? It's like, I mean, like if you're a little bit bigger than them, are you gonna put them on with your fans just to give them an extra boost?
Yeah, for sure. I will always give any of my friends opportunities that I can extend. Now, sometimes there's certain things where it's like, I can't really do it now, but whenever I can, I will for you. But like, any of my friends who want to decide they can make music, I'm not going to be a hater or be negative and be like, nah, that's my thing. No, it's all love on my side from any of my friends. I'll always support my friends in whatever they do.
Right.
That's amazing. That kind of generosity is kind of rare. Especially in, the music game, because that's so competitive. And another question from the chat is like, has any people you know, acquaintances, friends, treated you differently since you've started your music, and specifically once you started to get a little bit bigger?
Actually, yes. One of my closest friends kind of abused my generosity.
Oh, really?
In front of NLE's dad, that whole situation.
Really?
Just kind of, he doesn't even make music, but he kind of followed me up into VIP after I got off stage, even though he came with his own friends.
Yeah.
He followed me up into VIP, acted as he was my security or something like that. And then while I was talking to NLE's dad, he interjected and said, I'm a boxer, I do this, you should come to my match. And like, basically, he kind of ruined an opportunity for me, and I don't hate him for it or anything like that. Like, sometimes people just don't have self-control. It's just like, come on now. Like,
try to get a little extra for himself.
Yeah.
That's kind of stupid.
That's like, not
bound
only
to happen though.
Like,
yeah.
What kind of thought process do you have? Like, I'm gonna act like his security real quick to get in. Security of all things. Like, I don't know who this person is that you're talking about, but security's like normally big dudes.
And my security was watching doors at that show because I had to provide security. So it was really, I was like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, personally, for me, I know that'd be an eye opener, and especially you doing what you're doing. I mean, that really does shake out who the real ones are and the fake ones.
And I don't really hate or like dislike anyone, so it's like, I was just like, it's whatever, just don't do that again, please. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but fine.
That's fair.
Very, very generous and patient person.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I reacted the same way.
No, definitely not.
They definitely would have caught a left and a right.
I'm more patient whenever it comes to actions and like verbal things rather than like fighting stuff. Like if someone touches me, that's different. But if it's like you just did something stupid, I'm not gonna waste time and energy on that. Just forgive and move on.
I mean that's a great mentality to have, and it'll definitely pay out in the long run. So you won't have like dumb altercations like and turn into someone that did try and hurt you, like Playboi Carti. So when someone says something stupid to you, that you immediately turn to fighting them or hurting them.
Yeah, I don't want to have that. That's one thing I've been trying to avoid is the whole social stigma of someone gets famous, let's go and try to find anything bad they've done and cancel them. So I'm trying to avoid doing anything that could jeopardize stuff.
I mean, yeah, and with that kind of mentality, it'll definitely preserve you for as long as you can. And just being open about everything, it could stop that from happening. And another question from the chat, what's your worst experience with a fan? I know we already talked about the one fan that stole your mask, but is there anything else?
Basically getting stalked.
Stalked?
Really?
Yeah, a female fan of mine. I was being really nice. I was being a little too nice. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, you're pretty, and all that stuff. That's cool. My rule is I don't mess with fans. And this girl actively pursued me everywhere. Found out where I lived.
Oh,
hold up. That's a whole nother level of stalking.
Yeah, found my number and everything. And it was just a really uncomfortable experience. And I had to get my management to handle that. I don't know what they did, but they got her to leave me alone. But it was just a really scary thing because I was like, this girl knows where I live. She could do anything to me.
That's
that's
kind of scary.
Crazy.
The fact that she was local made it even scarier.
I don't know. I feel like if she flew in from like California or something, that'd be even creepier. That shows she'd be more committed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of scarier knowing that if they live out here, they have the chance to harass you at any moment.
Yeah.
If someone flies out to California, that means they're going to do something and you could prevent it. More unpredictable if they already live out here.
Yeah, so you don't know when they're coming because they're already down the street.
Exactly. So it's like really weird.
Yeah, I don't think I'd handle that properly either. I'd probably up and move.
Yeah. No
I was
thanks.
just like, it's not. I was like, just don't. I didn't know how to handle it. I was just like, chill out, please. Chill out.
That's bonkers. And yeah, have you ever had anything similar like that happen with any other fans?
What?
Have you had anything similar like that happen with any other fans?
Not to that extent, but I have had fans constantly like annoy me for certain things. Like I've sent fans money sometimes because like I'm a generous person. I'll send them unreleased. I've just had people constantly like annoy me for certain things just because they're a fan of my music. And like I get it, but at the same time I'm not that big to where I can just ignore it. So it's like it puts me in a weird position.
I got you. And for the people asking in the chat, names on the wall, $5. First ever donation, Captain Marshmallow. Ryan Elliott, $10. And our biggest donation ever, $50 from Bucknut. Can't really see it because the thing's in the way, but that'll move later. Yeah. And once again, to get your name on the wall, just donate. We already had one donation in the stream from Madison Waldrop. Yep. A total of 5 cents, and you best believe it's going on the wall.
Yep. And every donation goes straight back into the podcast for you guys. Better equipment, different decorations, stuff like that. So,
guys, if any of y'all are in here for me, or like any of y'all are fans of me, please support these two. I appreciate the opportunity they're giving me, like asking me all these questions, making me feel all loved and stuff. So, like,
of course.
Just like support them, donate if you can,
And that goes right back to you. I mean, support Genesis. All you have to do is go and just listen to his music. And it's not it's not a chore. It's great music. So you'd be doing yourself a favor by pulling that into your life a little bit.
I wish I had the video chat. I was about to like 8.
Yeah. If you want to come on another time, we can definitely have that set up for you.
Yeah, and I think
first want to have you back.
Right now, from what I'm saying, it's a good response from the friends. Sometime in the future, we'll definitely have you in person.
Oh yeah, we'd love to get you in person.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Those are free and stuff. I'm perfectly fine with coming.
Yeah,
awesome.
And do you have anything left to share with us, Genesis?
One more final alert. Please be clean, people. COVID-19 is spreading like wildfire, and I'm not trying to have my summer stolen by quarantine. So please, clean.
Alrighty.
And on that note, this has been a good podcast. Again, Again, if you in the chat that are watching want to give us any suggestions, anything you want to tell us, be sure to hit us up at on our social medias right down here, on our Snapchats or Instagram. And on that note, we're gonna head out.
And some other closing messages: we may or may not stream tomorrow. Sunday is definite no, and probably the same streaming schedule from Monday to Friday. Mm-hmm. And Friday, another possible guest speaker. It may or may not be Genesis. We'll have to talk to him and see. And what else is there? Also, merch. That should be coming our way very soon.
Merch?
If you'd be interested in a Two Dudes Talking t-shirt, let me know in the chat or just on our socials. And that'll definitely see how hard I work on that. And that's something I haven't even told Logan yet.
No, I'm just hearing about this.
That's the first time he's hearing about this.
Okay.
And it's actually something I'm really excited about.
I can see that. Did you just get a text or something?
No, I've been working with the person that is going to be doing it. I know them personally.
Well, I didn't know about
this. And once that becomes more solid, they will definitely get a shout. And I'll tell y'all when the merch is up. And best believe once it gets started, I'm getting the first one. I'm going to start wearing it.
We?
Sure.
Yeah, if y'all want to collab on some merch.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
down.
Alrighty.
All right.
And once again, thank you. Thanks for coming on, Genesis. It was a pleasure to have you. We'd love to have you back.
No problem. Thank y'all for having me.
Of course, no problem. And we're gonna end the stream there. All right, we'll catch y'all later.
Yo.
Dude.